Welcome, wrestling fans, to WWE Show Review on Tim Reynolds Show, as we are covering Friday Night SmackDown in Cleveland, Ohio, as it's less than 24 hours away from SummerSlam. And man, we got Friday Night SmackDown kicked off with none other than the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, as the American Nightmare comes out to the middle of the ring to call out Solo Sokia, the new tribal chief, as they meet eye to eye, face to face, before their matchup at SummerSlam in the main event for the WWE Championship. And man, was it a tense face-off between these guys. After a war of words between both competitors, we would see Solo Sokia not only call out Cody Rhodes, but also interrupt him as he called Roman Reigns out and calls him soft. Why, you say? Well, Cody Rhodes had brought up the old WrestleMania match where he beats Roman Reigns, and Solo Sokia proceeds to tell Cody Rhodes that Roman Reigns was soft and not ready or strong enough to beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And he says that he is the stronger tribal chief as this new bloodline looks to reign supreme at SummerSlam. And man, Solo Sokia is talking a lot of smack. Those are some big words for the new tribal chief, calling out Roman Reigns right in front of Cody Rhodes. And of course, Cody did not like any of this, as he responded right back to Solo Sokia's face and saying, "Hey, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of anybody in the bloodline," as he called out each individual member of the bloodline, saying, "I am not afraid of you and I ain't scared of you," even calling Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, a dumbass. Oh man, this one was crazy, man. As we think the bloodline's gonna surround the ring and beat up Cody Rhodes, he actually calls everybody out and tells Solo Sokia, "Well, since I can't meet the actual tribal chief at WrestleMania, I guess I'll take the wannabe instead." Oh, what big words coming from the undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, as we have an epic main event match coming at SummerSlam, as it will be Solo Sokia taking on Cody Rhodes. But wait, there's a new stipulation, as Cody Rhodes agreed to bloodline rules in this WWE Championship match at SummerSlam. And I cannot wait, as the rumors are speculating around the internet, and I cannot wait to see what SummerSlam brings us all. WWE fans and the WWE Universe is ready for it. And hey, my guess, we might see Roman Reigns return at SummerSlam, but we'll have to wait and find out, right? And hey, man, we had one heck of a Friday Night SmackDown, as this was just a little bit of what was in store for us throughout the whole show, as we got us kicked off with the WWE Champion Solo Sokia in the middle of the ring, with the tension building for SummerSlam. And then our next opportunity on SmackDown, our next match was Andrade taking on Carmelo Hayes. Now, these guys have been going at each other for a few weeks, with Andrade getting the advantage of Carmelo Hayes in the first matchup, and in the rematch it would be no different, as Andrade would get the victory over Carmelo Hayes on Friday Night SmackDown after these two put up an electric match and a big performance from both of these athletic, high-flying competitors. And man, this was one heck of a match to watch, to see Andrade get the victory. Then we would see next up on SmackDown, it would be none other than Apollo Crews taking on Santos Escobar. Now, Santos is the leader of Legado del Fantasma, as his group was out there ringside to watch Santos's back. But Apollo also had Baron Corbin, who have formed this new team with each other. As Baron Corbin was watching Apollo's back, we would see, of course, some shenanigans happen at ringside that would cause a distraction, which means Apollo Crews would end up losing the matchup against Santos Escobar, who gets the victory in this one. And hey, what a good matchup we had between these guys, as Apollo Crews looked like he would have a chance early on, but after the distraction, definitely got the advantage, taken advantage of him, as Santos gets the victory. Then we would see next up backstage, as Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill would be interviewed, and we would see them ready and pumped up for their matchup later on in the evening for the women's WWE Tag Team titles. And man, were they pumped up and ready to go. And then our next thing we would see is in the ring, we would have GM Nick Aldis, and as he was ready to welcome the hometown boy Logan Paul into the arena for a homecoming of all spectacles, as he came out to the ring. Logan Paul was welcomed by a flattering a bunch of boos and everybody ready to chant him out of the arena as soon as he showed up. And man, what a funny moment this was. Logan Paul has been the United States champion now for over 275 days, but he's only defended the title twice. So of course WWE fans in the WWE Universe have not really liked this guy, as he's one of the big time heels right now going on with this storyline that he has with none other than LA Knight. And what we would see is Logan Paul bring down a banner of himself to try to show the home crowd of Cleveland how welcoming he is to come back home and show off to them. But of course, we would see on the poster, yeah, as the big old banner comes down, we see yeah posted on it. And of course, LA Knight comes out to tell Logan Paul, I am spoiling your homecoming. Oh, and by the way, I think I got another surprise banner for you, as he heads backstage and steals the prime Hummer electric vehicle SUV that was waiting outside in the parking lot, and Logan Paul goes running out to try to catch him, but of course cannot catch LA Knight. And this was such an hilarious moment as we see these two guys go up against each other at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. And then we would see the next thing on Friday Night SmackDown would be our next match of the night, and this would be for the WWE's Women's Tag Team Championships, as we would see the champions, the unholy union of Aliyah Fry and also Israel Dawn, taking on none other than Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And man, these two are one hell of a team as they look to get their tag team titles back from these two ladies, as we had an enormously electric matchup between both of these two teams, as we would see them go back and forth showing off their athleticism before we would see an interference by none other than Blair Davenport, a new WWE superstar who's trying to make a name for herself on the scene, as she comes in and interviews, causing the disqualification of this matchup, which means the champions would retain their women's WWE Tag Team Championships in this match. And man, now we will have to wait till next week to see how Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are going to respond to Blair Davenport and the Women's Tag Team Champions next week on that Friday Night SmackDown. We would then see another video promo on the next thing up on SmackDown, and it would be none other than the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, as she gives us a video promo as she looks to win the WWE Women's Championship away from Bayley at SummerSlam, as she tells Bayley that she is ready to destroy her to make a name for herself as the new WWE Women's Champion. And Bayley, of course, would respond in the video later on in the show. But right after this, we would then see backstage Miss Money in the Bank, the princess or friend or best friend for Nia Jax, backstage crying on her beat it up briefcase that of course Bayley was the one that destroyed it and beat it all up and dented it all up. So Nia Jax wanted to reward her friend and gave her a new shiny Tiffany Stratton type Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah, not my favorite part of the show, but definitely one of those ones where you had to kind of watch it to see what happens. You know what I mean? But Nia Jax is looking to become the next women's WWE champion as she goes for it against Bayley at SummerSlam on Saturday. We would then see our next matchup of the night, which will be none other than our main event of the evening, folks, as it would be for the WWE Tag Team Championships, as the number one contenders, the Bloodline members of Tampa Tonga and Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf, would take on the champions of DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. And man, did we have one heck of a main event match for this Friday Night SmackDown, as both teams took it toe-to-toe in this matchup, as early on, the Bloodline was definitely dominating the matchup, with DIY crawling their way back, fighting their way back in this matchup, as we seen it go back and forth before Jacob Fatu would take over the matchup, as he and the Bloodline get the victory in this one, as, believe it or not, the gold returns to the Bloodline, as now Jacob Fatu and the other guy, Tampa Tonga win the men's WWE Tag Team titles. And man, this was a crazy way to end Friday Night SmackDown as the Bloodline gets gold once again around their waist. What's going to happen at SummerSlam? Is Solo Sokia going to become the new WWE Champion to bring back all the gold to the Bloodline? And how will Roman Reigns respond to the call out and the diss by Solo Sokia over the past few weeks, especially this past Friday Night SmackDown? And will the American Nightmare be able to fight off all of the Bloodline in a Bloodline Rules match for the WWE Championship? The undisputed champion is going to have a long road ahead of him and a tough matchup at SummerSlam. This has been your WWE show review from Tim Reynolds Show. Please like and subscribe for this and more sports entertainment content right here on Tim Reynolds Show. Thank you for all the support, WWE fans. Thank you, wrestling fans, for watching the show and checking out all the content. Appreciate y'all. Have a great SummerSlam this weekend. Don't forget to check it out. Hey, peace out, everybody. Have a great evening, everybody. Have a great day.